Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bondurant Farrar High School for a Raccoon River showdown between the visiting Carroll Tigers and your host, the Bondurant Farrar Bluejays. Carroll comes into tonight with a 5-11 record, 3-9 overall in conference play, which puts them in 8th, with the Bluejays at 8-9, 5-4 in 5th place in conference. I am joined by the Chad Carlson.
You haven't even introduced yourself yet.
Oh, well, I am Josh Gibson.
You are Josh Gibson. Couple of old ball coaches here tonight, and thoughts with Patrick might be a little under the weather tonight. So if he's able to listen to us, I'm sure he will pass along any critiques to us, hopefully privately by text and not over
some
Facebook
online
or something like that.
Yeah, I'll apologize in advance. Normally I'm keeping the book instead of talking, but I'll see if I can get through it tonight. Let's see here. So earlier this year, the Blue Jays played the Tigers' first game out of Christmas break and traveled over to Carroll. Always a fun trip. The last trip for basketball.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah.
For everybody involved with basketball.
And the Carroll Tigers came out on top of that one. Kind of looking at the historical record here, it looks like BF holds a 18-11 overall record, but Carroll has won 6 out of the last 7.
Yeah, and that game coming right out of break was on a day where we didn't have school, and you factor in your team kind of being out of their routine, probably sleeping in, maybe not focusing on their diet, and then hopping on a bus for 2 hours and going to Western Iowa or Eastern Nebraska, whatever you want to call it, and playing Carroll. Not probably a great formula to play your best basketball, but come in here tonight. The girls have played a little bit better. They've put together a couple of wins. It just feels like this is a young team that's maybe starting to kind of figure some things out.
They have won 3 out of the last 4. Pretty nice victory at Boone last week, holding them to 17 points. Kind of a tough matchup with Pella Christian, which they pulled away with an 8-point victory and really played well against Winterset, I thought, after losing to them earlier in the year at Winterset. And back to your point of going to play a game with no school, I'm pretty sure I never won a football game on a Friday where we didn't have school. Usually it was traveling to West Marshall for a district title, and that didn't turn out very well for us ever.
Yeah, I remember in my coaching days we would still have an
try
open
to do
gym,
some breakfast,
get everybody in at 8 o'clock, go eat breakfast somewhere. We're going to step aside for the anthem right now, though.
Let's do some starters here real quick for the Carroll Tigers. Jersey Sporer, she's a senior, 5'8" guard. Number 1. Number 12 will be Aubrey Schmidt-Hubbard, also a senior guard at 5'5". Anelia Ayala is a junior, 5'8" guard. And then rounding out the lineup are a couple sisters, Chloe Cook and Allie Cook. Chloe's a junior, 5'11". Allie is a 5'10" senior, I would say those two are probably the two-headed monster, also the daughter of their head coach, Katie Cook. For the Blue Jays, kind of the normal five, you've got Morgan Muller, Tiara Berggren, Addison Brown, Tinley Freed, and Kaylee Hansen.
Yeah, that Carroll starting lineup, a little unusual from what we've typically seen with 5 upperclassmen. They do have 5 freshmen that are on their bench that we'll see some action out of a couple of those tonight, but a lot of these teams are so young, and Carroll a little bit more of a veteran team.
And Tigers win the jump there. I'm not sure how Patrick keeps stats while trying to announce the game.
I'll do my best to do that.
How accurate do you think they are?
Patrick, he's pretty accurate. He's a good multitasker. There's a steal.
Little step through out of Brownie, gets the first 2 points of the night. Nice steal and bucket.
Blue Jays going to come with a little bit of little pressure, a little bit of a different look there. Not that point 1-2-1-1 look, but look more like maybe a hybrid. Just kind of see if they can get Carroll to use a little bit of clock, and then they drop player to player into their defense.
Carroll working around the perimeter. Bow got the ball stuck there on her back.
Yep.
And a 3-point attempt by Carroll's no good. Rebound by Hansen.
Kaylee almost stepped out of bounds on that pivot trying to make the outlet pass. Was able to keep her composure out there.
Brown with another step through. Doesn't get that one to go. Hansen with the rebound, no luck. Brown with the rebound, no good. Berggren gets a rebound. Missed there out of the Jays.
A lot of opportunities there.
Yeah, 3 offensive rebounds.
Let's see who's going to get whistled for the foul here, if it's Kaylee or Addison. Looks like it's on 23, Addison Brown, so her first foul.
And that was a nice job there out of Allie. She got that rebound, and she was out of there.
Off to the races.
Yeah. Misses the second free throw. Got some high arc on that thing. Jays with a 2-1 lead. We're about 2 minutes into the game. Pretty good step through out of Hansen, but also good defense out of Cook. Brownie nearly gets a steal.
Yeah, Blue Jays really looking to pick up even off of a missed basket there to any chance they can get to get Carroll sped up and get them out of their rhythm offensively.
Early sub there. Willow Feld, like you mentioned, is a 5'7" freshman. I think I missed Maddie Martin entering the game as well.
Yeah, she came in for Kaylee. I think she got her shoulder maybe a little bit dinged up on that move where she went to the ground there on the offensive end.
Ayala with the drive there and the foul on Muller. Put her at the line.
So, yeah, Carroll being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket here. They've earned themselves some couple of trips to the free throw line, and 2 out of 3 so far.
And Ayala ties up the score at 2-2. (3-2) Tigers. Hey, I feel like the Jays have gotten some pretty good shots and really should have more than 2 points at this juncture. Martin lets that 3 fly a little long. That's going to mess with her percentage because it was pretty high. I think she was 2 of 3 on the season coming in maybe. Little weave action up top for the Tigers. Give and go. And Sporer gets her first basket.
Carroll also a little player-to-player defense there, man-to-man.
Oh, kind of tried the same thing there with the give and go, but unable to complete it. And Tigers knocked that ball out of bounds. We got Allie Cook re-entering, and now we got number 2, Sadie Kelly, senior guard.
Saw Sadie loading up and launching a lot of threes during pregame warm-up, so we'll see if she comes out. And
I think that's her role, huh?
Might want to launch a few out from out there.
Yep, never had a change of possession.
Never really had a change of possession. I was going to say that should have maybe been a fresh 35, but I don't think there was any.
Never hit the rim. Tigers never had the balls.
Yep.
Got a little bit of that. Well, nope, look, token pressure, I guess.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little miscommunication. Didn't know what they were in for sure, but they are back into a 2-3 zone now.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Looked like maybe they kind of had Cook in jail there, but Freed bails her out with a foul.
Yeah, and maybe Coach Obley with Kaylee Hansen out moving to that 2-3 zone to protect a little bit of early foul trouble here, but Blue Jays are kind of racking those up right now. Carroll yet to commit a foul. They've been to the line 6 times, converted 5 times.
Yeah, what was some early easy shots, it seemed like Jays are really struggling to get some open ones right now. Muller with the driving kick. Bergeron lets it fly, but no good. I think Sporer was hoping that maybe Cook was going to do something else. Ends up turning the ball over. Free deep 3, gets it.
Brought some rain with that. She gets squared up, gets a good look. She's as good a three-point shooter as there is in this league.
Strong kid. She can fire it from a little deeper than normal. Three-point attempt by Sporer was no good, and then Feld had the rebound, was unable to make that basket. 7-5 Tigers.
Yeah, pretty fortunate for the Blue Jays there. That was a point-blank layup, wide open under the basket, just couldn't get it to go.
I would agree.
Morgan steps on the line, making her move to the baseline. Maybe had a little help.
Yeah, just a tiny hand check there. Enough to get her out of bounds.
Good sign. Kayla Hansen's back into the game. She's re-entered with Addison Brown. So,
all right, now we got a little three-quarters court.
I'm not sure what we're doing with the point of that press. We're not really initiating any action. So,
yeah, no trap, no forced ball pressure. Cook deep 3 herself, leaves that one short. We'll give Martin the rebound on that. McDowell has also entered the game for the Blue Jays. Brownie went spin cycle, comes up a little short. Oh, girls, we got lucky on that one.
Yeah.
Just kind of left her. Libby Weston checks in for the first time for the Blue Jays. Junior three-point specialist.
She's the 3-and-D on this team.
Yep. Tough one out of Mueller. Calls a travel.
Yeah, I think she shuffled just a little bit. She had come to maybe a jump stop there. That call maybe would not have been made. Let's see what we're going to do with this press here. If we're going to initiate a little bit of a trap.
Not going after him. Maybe trying to bait him into that half-court trap. But Cook doesn't take the bait. Felled for 3, no good. And that one just kind of rattles around and goes off the Blue Jays. That's interesting. Oh, yep, she was not established. Kind of put her teammate in jail there a little bit.
Yeah.
A little too far under the baseline. Nowhere to go. Little pass fake out of Bergeron, left hand. Can't quite finish it. Good move out of Cook. Doesn't finish. Gets her own rebound. Can't put that one in. Brownie with the loose ball. No good. Three seconds left. Travel? No, play on. Play on.
Play on. Woo! That was a
wild.
That was a ragged first quarter, just to say the least.
Yeah, I don't think either coach is going to be super thrilled with the 7-5.
Well, I think compared to what we've seen here over the last few games, you know, we've seen a little more fluency and flow to the Blue Jay offense, and there just wasn't a whole lot of that. You know, maybe credit Carroll's defense a little bit, taking us out of what we wanted to do. You know, maybe I think always the focus on with this Blue Jay team early in a game is to try to get the ball inside to Kaylee Hansen, and with her being on the bench, getting a little injury checked out, that kind of took them out of that flow. But also just kind of missed some point-blank shots, maybe a few wild shots, and really the same could be said for Carroll on the other end, where most of their points came off of free throws. We've only seen the ball go through the basket 3 times between the two teams on field goals, and we'll see if one of these two teams can maybe figure out the offensive end a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you kind of hit the nail on the head that maybe both teams are playing pretty good defensively. Missing Kaylee for a chunk there, a good chunk of the first quarter, probably took us out of rhythm. And Carroll does match up with us in the post, I think, pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, whereas a lot of teams don't have a girl that can guard Kaylee. I think Carroll does.
Height and strength-wise.
Yep. That's a good little roll. Libby, flip shot, no good. Out of bounds off the Tigers. No reset on the shot clock. Jay's going with the flat look here.
Fake the handoff and go. Really good move.
Yep. Little bully ball there out of Hansen. That might be a good spot to trap right there. Yep. One thing about Sadie, she doesn't look super tall.
A little vertically challenged.
So I think a good trap in that spot would be hard for her to deal with. Jays do tie it up, 7-7. There's a backdoor cut. Not sure how that was not a foul, but
also a play on.
Yeah, play on, player.
Blue Jays are staying in that 2-3 zone.
Good deed by Morgan Moeller there. Good job moving her feet. Sporer tries a little crossover but loses the ball. Jays on a fast break. Good dish. Good dish there out of Bergeron. Hanson gets her second basket.
It's like a 2-1-2, isn't it? I'm not sure what we're doing with this.
I don't know if it's just, we're just trying to slow them down, give them less time in the half court.
Kind of getting their vision a little bit.
There you go. You called it.
Sadie Kelly.
Yep.
3-point specialist off the bench. Only shooting 10% on the year, but it never fails that somebody comes into our gym. I think it's a great shooter's background.
That one is short, out of Freed. Who's that one going to go off? Off of the Tigers.
Yep. I think it went off a foot.
Bergeron inbounding here for the Blue Jays.
Really nice cut from Bergeron there.
Oh, that's a good rebound out of Hanson. Put back good.
Good. She's kind of taking control of things here a little bit early in the second quarter.
Being aggressive.
And finishing.
That one almost out of the reach of Sporer.
This zone's been a little bit of a puzzle for Carroll.
Yeah, and if you can't make those threes, it gets even more challenging. You got a jump ball. It's going to stay with the Tigers.
Yeah, and that's the other side of a 2-3 zone. Is it is a little bit tougher to rebound out of. So,
and the Tigers got some nice rebounders. I think both Cook girls lead them there. One with 9, one with 8 per game. So those two do a pretty good job. The other 3 out of the Tigers, no good. That one missed by Schmidt Hubbard. Martin with a nice rebound. Would have liked to seen her maybe go up with that.
Put that back in there, yeah.
Brown, another spin. Can't get in. Thought she was going to get that rebound, but Carroll comes up with the loose ball. Tigers with a turnover. Muller's going to set something up. Now springs it across court to Bergeron. I didn't really think we called moving violations anymore.
Yeah, I've seen that as an obvious takeoff before you put the ball on the floor kind of thing, but that didn't really look like it.
Yeah, you feel like you could call that about every time if we're going to call that.
I think you're right with that pressure look. It's just kind of a token thing.
Sporer wide open, splashes that one.
You got to get out and guard that.
Yeah, I didn't like our effort on that. We kind of just let her have it. 13-11, Carroll. Moeller with the drive. Kick to Hanson. Boy, I mean, we can't just let her drive with a full head of steam and run into people.
She's kind of getting to whatever spot she wants to get to, but not, fortunately, hasn't gotten to a position where she's finishing around the basket yet. She's gotten herself to the foul line a couple times, converted there, but
13-11, still not lighting the scoreboard up. Little miscommunication there.
I think Morgan had the right idea, hoping that Addison was going to make a back cut to the basket, but just not there.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Awkward looking, but legal. Little bump. And we go back to her there, but a little bit behind. You kind of see Jays are starting to get a little frustrated here offensively. Tigers are physical, and they are not calling
the
fouls.
It's not a lot of fouls is right, except right there.
I think Carroll might be at 1 for the game.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a foul, if they got called for a foul in the first quarter. But oftentimes, the more aggressive team is the team that leads on the scoreboard and gets called for fewer fouls. A little line violation there.
All right, 15-11 now, Carroll. Blue Jays got to find a way here, I think, to get an easy basket, but I'm just not sure how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to create a turnover off of defense. A little run out. There she is again. Oh, Maddie, just grab that puppy.
Grab that ball.
Fired again. There you go, Coach, again.
Yeah.
It's hard to rebound out of that.
Cook girls have just been a little more aggressive right now.
Good steal there out of Kaylee.
Got to get something in the paint area here. A little too much passing around the perimeter.
Oh, my goodness. Now, we can't figure out if we're actually running the back door or not. Got it. Hanson at the top of the key. A little jumper, no good.
Yeah, that feels like a little bit of a settle on that possession. Just out of sync. Can't really get anything going offensively. Fortunately, the defense has kept them in the game, or Carroll's inability to find offense as well.
Yeah, the good news is you haven't played very well, and you're down 4.
And Allie Cook's just kind of having her way on the offensive end.
Luckily the free throws are not
she's
flowing.
3 for 7 right now.
And a couple girls check in for the Blue Jays, Bergeron, Moeller, and Freed.
Just no box out there.
Yep, can't run to the rim on a free throw. Jays do get the rebound there with Weston.
Good strong rebound in traffic there. That's a good take. That's what we needed to see. I'm really surprised there wasn't a foul called there.
Boy, yeah, it's just kind of wondering why we're going to call it at one end, but we don't call it at the other.
Yeah. And you got to bring the fight to them, though, too.
Yeah, we're not getting to the hoop enough.
Here's going to be that fake. Yeah.
There we go. I cry enough. I get a call.
They heard you from up here.
Yeah. Which is better. Usually they got to look at my facial expressions over at the scores table.
Is it kind of that wry, sarcastic?
More of a confusion.
Okay.
What are you doing? Kaylee is having herself a pretty good first half. That's her 7th point.
Yeah, she's having a good second quarter and kind of keeping us in the hunt here. That ball, I don't think hit the rim.
No.
And should not.
No.
Yep, they finally.
You don't get that call very often.
All right. Going to have to pick up the aggressiveness a little bit. Maybe, I I don't know if getting out of that 2-3 zone might make a little bit of a difference, but Morgan's going to pick up and extend 30 feet from the basket, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I could see them second half actually coming out and pressing a little bit. Weston gets another board there. Look at that, back-to-back fouls.
There we go.
We're getting hot. 5 seconds, see if we can't get a decent shot up here. Tigers pretty smart here, going to apply some pressure.
Yeah, you don't want to get
go.
And a foul. Ooh, almost had the and one.
I think they were a little confused on what they wanted to do. They were probably looking to run token pressure and not try to deny.
And give Coach Obley a little bit of credit. Had her team ready with that play and ran a nice play. It's something that they've worked on in practice, obviously, and Morgan's got a couple of free throws.
Be her first point of the night. And point two, so that's a nice way to end the half. 15-14. Tigers at the half. Low scoring, kind of slugfest.
Yeah, really just no offensive flow to this game at this point. And I think Carroll's done a really good job to kind of muddy things up, ugly things up, and make it really difficult. They're reaching and grabbing at every dribble, and so far they haven't been called for a lot of fouls. So why wouldn't you continue to play that way? But we'll head into halftime here. We'll be right back to start the third quarter.
For Athletic Booster Club is supported in part by generous donations from these local businesses. At the MVP level, A&N Electric and Controls Incorporation, Parks Custom Homes, Plaza RV, Kimball and Beecher Family Dentistry, and Bondurant Men's Club. At the champion level, Densmore Insurance. All-star business sponsors are RNS Painting, Photos by Ben, Bondurant Lions Club, Planet Fitness, and the Bondurant Animal Clinic. And finally, partners of the Booster Club include Twist Soda Shop, Kona Ice, Style by Desiree Salon and Boutique, Garrett Burkett, Agent, American Family Insurance. Thank you for your support of Blue Jay Athletics.
Welcome back to Bonnarant. We've got a pretty good ball game here, at least score-wise, 15-14.
Heavily contested game.
Yes, okay, there you go. Visiting Tigers with that 1-point lead. It looks like they're led by Jersey Spore with 5. And then Sadie Kelly and Allie Cook both have 3. Bluejays, led by Kaylee Hansen, 7. And Tinley Freed had 3 for the Bluejays. Now, you've probably been in a few of these games where it's maybe a little more physical than you like.
Yeah.
Are you working the officials to try to get some more fouls? Or are you focused on, hey, we just got to do a better job of getting shots and being tougher with the basketball?
Well, I think Coach Obley is a nicer person than I am.
No question. No question.
And I've not seen her, I don't want to say disrespect or even get after an official ever. You got to get your team just to play hard, match the physicality, match the intensity, not back down. Because right now Carroll's been the more physical, more aggressive team, and they only lead by a point. So if you can match that, Blue Jays are going to stay in that 2-3 zone. They're going to have to rebound out of that zone.
And that really kind of has been a little issue for them. And Carroll's definitely tossed up a ton of threes. Eventually, you got to think a couple of them are going to go in. That's off Carroll.
We do have some news over from Iowa City West, where the Blue Jays are wrestling in the duels, the qualifier for the state duels. They're currently trailing North Scott about halfway through, but just by a point, 16-15. And some of our better wrestlers are coming up, so we'll see if Blue Jays can get victorious there and move on to wrestle Iowa City West for a chance to move on to the duels.
Seems kind of crazy we got to wrestle Iowa City West,
isn't it?
To get to the state tournament.
It's kind of like in the football playoffs when we played Fort Dodge here a couple of years back. It was just like, what's going on? Why are we
right? You just
why
feel
are
like
we classified right? With
those schools always been bigger. Nice steal out of Berggren. Pass up to Mueller. Misses a layup, and that one's off Carroll. I think she's going to wish she had that one back.
Yep. Nice little breakaway. Again, just always like to see a player come to a jump stop. Just give yourself a chance to kind of gather and get under control.
And I think she had some time to do that. Brown with a little head fake. Carroll does a nice job of recovering, though.
They do. They help. They recover. They switch if they have to.
Kind of a tough contested one there for Brown. Rebound by the Tigers. Little turn and face there out of Chloe Cook. Knocks that one down for her 4th point.
There's a nice drive by Morgan. She got herself squared up, under control.
We could use some easy baskets.
Yep. And if she can get a clear lane and beat her defender off the dribble, then that might be as good offense as you can run, especially against that heavily pressured defense.
Good kick out of Cook for 3. Ayala knocks that one down. Extends that lead to 4 for the Tigers. Might be the biggest lead we've seen tonight. Spore turns that one down.
Thought about it, didn't
she? She kind of wanted to. Not turning that one down, though. Might need a timeout. That's a big run in this game.
Yep. Coach Obley's going to take your advice from up here telepathically. But, yeah, just a rough start. Carroll comes out. They hit a couple of threes. Get a baseline short corner shot out of Chloe Cook. And just kind of jump on that lead there that, seemed like was right there within reach, just being down a point, and now you find yourself being down 7.
A lot of percentages. You shoot enough of them, you're going to start making a couple. And for whatever reason, I feel like we've kind of just left them open too, and I don't know if that's a statistical thing
Well, it feels like maybe the zone defense has been to collapse around their bigger post players and kind of take your chance with the perimeter. We'll see if maybe there's a little bit of a defensive change after this offensive possession.
Good pick and roll. Freed gets a call there.
Yeah, I like Tinley Freed out on the perimeter shooting those threes, but when she goes inside, with a purpose, she can be a force in there. And somebody you want to get to the free throw line.
Yep, knocks that first one down for her 4th point of the night. Gets the second one. All right, that cuts into that Tiger lead down to 5.
Just got to chip away.
Yeah, I think it still comes, you play good D, rebound the basketball, you're going to give yourself a chance. It's a good find there out of Cook.
Bluejays staying in that 2-3 zone. Shot clock down to 5.
And that one's a little short by Schmidt-Hubbard. Tell you what, she gets a good passer. I think she's firing that one. Left hand hook, though, is good.
A little 4-0 run from Tinley Freed to get her team back within 3. Good answer from the Blue Jays. I kind of like when Morgan Muller's out there extending pressure on their guards.
Yeah,
I don't think their guards are great ball handlers.
And that's good hustle out of Morgan. Oh.
Maybe a clean block up top, but a little foul on the body there. Yep.
And I agree with you. I think they came out of that timeout and instead of changing D, I guess they just extended it a little bit. And they've applied some pretty good pressure, forcing some bad shots, long shot clock possessions. Muller misses that one. We got Weston and McDowell entering. She does get that one, cuts it down to 2. So great response out of that timeout. That's what you're hoping for.
Yeah.
As a coach, call timeout and your kids come out and execute what you're looking for.
A little 5-0 run to get you right back in within one possession.
But Tigers respond with another 3, and Feld knocks that one down for her first basket of the night.
Freshman coming off the bench there.
How about Freed? Nope, a little long on that one. Hanson goes and gets it, but can't quite bring it in. Muller got a hand on that one, but Tigers still hold on. Cook tries to force that one to her sister, but nice job out of Hanson to get her paws on that. Pretty good move. Just a nice job out of Cook.
Good defensive play.
Yep, Muller's having some quick hands at this end. Coach Cook is going to take a 30-second timeout.
Yep. Maybe get her team settled back in a little bit after a Blue Jay run that cut the lead to 2. The Tigers finding themselves back up by 5. We do want to thank our sponsors tonight, Vision Bank and Brick House Fitness. They give us provide some great services to our community and also support our schools with these types of ventures. And they also sponsor our 2 awards after the game. We have a Vision Bank Player of the Game we'll be selecting amongst our Blue Jays tonight, and then also a Brick House Fitness Protect This House player who exemplifies the player least willing to give up defensively blocking shots, rebounding, and maybe just being a finisher at the end of the game.
Difference right now is Tigers coming out and hitting 3 threes. Get a little inbound there, and Jays aren't quite ready for that. Her 5th point.
Tigers respond with their own little 5-0 run to get it back up to 7.
Good board out of Weston.
Nice job.
Call that one on the floor. Yep, Morgan did a nice job of beating her defender off the dribble. Been able to draw a few more fouls this second half.
Yep. Fouls just sometimes they tend to flip a little bit. So far, Carroll's been whistled for 3, and the Blue Jays without 1 yet in the second half.
That's a nice job out of Freed.
Yeah, good patience. She showed really good patience to get the defender up in the air, and then that was the time to go up with her shot. Kenley Freed, six points here in the third quarter. Has to be 3 seconds there. There had to be 3 seconds.
Yeah, it was in there a long time.
The Cook girls were cooking up something in the lane. It wasn't a fast recipe. They weren't using the microwave.
I think I'd try to keep finding a way to get Freed the ball here, but Weston with the 3, a little short. Freed's been able to create some pretty good opportunities for us. Jay's still extending that D a little bit. Kelly unable to corral that one. Jays will take that turnover with Berger and Hansen and Brown re-entering, and Freed, Muller, McDowell go take a seat. Be really nice to get this thing down to 2 or 3 before the end of the quarter. Brownie turns a corner, runner, good.
Got it. I was just thinking, Addison Brown really, of all the Blue Jays, does as good a job as anybody getting into the lane and creating some offense for herself sometimes, and good to see her break that defense down.
Got a good combination of speed and strength. Blue Jays really extending that D.
Shot clock going to become a factor here, under 5.
Tigers having a hard time finding double team that. All right, got a chance to, even tie this thing up if we wanted to.
10 seconds here. See if Berggren can create a little something. And,
I like this. Get Freed in here.
Yep. Maybe get her a 3-point shot off of some Berggren penetration here. Oh, off some Muller penetration maybe.
Coach Czar does a nice job running that clock over there, not hitting it too early. Little dribble drive, looking to kick. Freed from deep 3.
That's deep. Oh! That was Caitlin Clark range right there.
Yeah, she was a good 26 feet out.
Just a little off. That would have tied us up, but as it stands, Blue Jays trailing here going into the fourth quarter, 28-25. So Carroll maintains their lead that they've had at the end of every quarter. Blue Jays, I think, maybe Coach Gibson, if they'd could get this thing tied up, get a bucket or 2 to go ahead, maybe they could break the will of the Tigers a little bit. But
well, you're looking at how teams have been playing. They're coming off at least a 5-game losing streak and losing to Boone last week. So I do think that you could probably break their confidence a little bit if you got things going. And you feel like we're close to turning the corner. Like I mentioned earlier, Carroll knocking down 3 threes in that quarter. They're a 19% 3-point shooting team. So,
and they've had 4 players make 3-point shots tonight too. So
that's kind of really been, I think.
Check that 5. They've had 5 different players each make a 3 tonight.
That's been the difference maker. I really feel like.
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays have just the 1 3 from Tinley Freed and a real nice quarter from her with 6 points. She leads the Blue Jays right now with 9. Kaylee Hansen with 7. All of those came in the second quarter, so maybe the 2 of those could partner up for double-digit points here in the fourth quarter. That could make the difference.
You do start with one of the Cook girls on the bench. Would be a good opportunity to take advantage. I think the right idea there, but just got to make a better pass. Blue Jays huddling before the out-of-bounds play.
Interesting.
You don't see that very often.
No, I like that.
I like that. Oh, good hands there out of Sadie Kelly.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I definitely couldn't tell from all the way up here, but
nice job by Finley McDowell to get a hand on that basketball, and looked like maybe she knocked it off the Tiger, but
tell you what, Morgan's soccer skills really do transfer over here to basketball.
She's got good footwork.
Yep, just the ability to stay in front of people. And there you go. There's another one.
It's 3 threes on the night for Sporer, and she came into the game shooting 17.6% from three-point land. So sometimes you just find a gym where you like the backdrop.
Yep.
and you get comfortable, and maybe you're not guarded as close as you would be in another game.
Looks like a foul there on Schmidt-Hubbard. And I'd say that'd be a nice thing if we get him in some foul trouble and get to the line, but that's been pretty challenging. Go score it. Got to take the ball with you, though. That's going to be a jump ball, and it looks like it's Tigers' possession. Just a high dribble there. Get that. That's one we got to get stolen.
Yep, can't. In a 2-3 zone for the ball to make its way clear across the lane like that. So
there you go. That's a nice play out of Morgan. That's that 2-foot finish you're looking for.
Nice gather step. Nice finish. Morgan's putting together a really nice second half here, kind of keeping her team hanging in there with her defense.
Second foul there on Sporer.
This is where you want your senior point guard to get to the line and knock some free throws down in the fourth quarter.
That's a jump ball.
Yes, it is.
That one, good play there out of Kaylee. Cook just kind of held that ball a little bit low.
Yep.
And
for all you youngsters out there, get that ball to your chin.
Well, Blue Jays.
Yeah, just not great execution on the inbound play,
No,
to
I
say
think
the least.
Forced a pass there that really just wasn't there. Good job out of Tierra to force that thing. About had her too.
Yep.
Just enough of a push. First foul out of the Blue Jays in the fourth quarter.
Yep, so long way from bonus, so nothing hurt from that other than the shot clock resets. And for Kaylee, who's had some difficulty with foul trouble this year from time to time. That's just her first.
Got Brown and Freed re-enter. Man, Muller's she's everywhere right now. She's getting hands on.
Yeah, Carroll's got to think there's 2 or 3
a lot of passes. Just misses that one. Still a 4-point lead here for the Tigers. Yeah, she just didn't get around her quite enough. Had to kind of went through her.
Yeah, if you're gonna get pinned there, just stay behind and then make her shoot the ball over the top of you.
Be Tinley's second foul, team second. Yela for 3. Man, we could have used that foul.
Yeah, kind of looked like we had a pretty good box out there, and Cook went right over the top. She didn't make a lot of contact, but kind of want to reward those box outs too.
Lets it fire, Spore, but doesn't make that one. No, nothing there. Weston going to enter for McDowell. Brown throws up a little baby hook.
Little runner hook.
Her 6th point. All of a sudden we got ourselves a 2-point game. Keep applying that pressure. Let that one go. Yep.
Off Carroll. Yep.
Yeah, you just kind of you got to play the lob percentages too, thinking that there's no way they're going to make a couple more.
Well,
but you got to contest them, right?
Absolutely.
I think we've allowed a few too many wide opens, but the last few minutes that has not happened.
And then you got a rebound out of it.
Kick to the corner, Muller, step back 3. Oh, so close. I think that's going to be a foul on the Tigers.
Yeah, I think
really good hustle out of Weston. She was crashing the boards there. I think she's the one that got pushed. It's going to be the 2nd foul on Schmidt-Hubbard. All right, we need a little better execution on this guy.
Yeah, at this point you just want to get it in.
How about that?
Or you'll take a
block party out of Cook.
Nice, really nice block. Kind of came out of nowhere. Good help defense.
I thought that was going to be an easy layup.
It looked like it, didn't it? Maybe they're not sure if they're talking about shot clock or.
Up top there, Freed. She's going to try driving to the hoop. Brownie with a nice curl off of Freed and gets that left-hand layup.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, tie game.
Nice job getting into the lane, creating her own shot.
31 all.
These are the 2 defenders I really like at the top of this 2-3 zone, too. That's a charge.
It's got to be something.
Yep.
We got a couple guys that weren't going to call anything.
Yep. Carroll's going to take a timeout. Big Mo is back wearing a white jersey right now.
What'd you have for a score at the end of the quarter? 28-25?
28-25, yep.
So they've hit that 1-3.
Right.
We're not exactly at a scoring frenzy.
No, but, to your point, They're not going to continue to knock threes down. You wouldn't think. Knock on wood. There's nothing really to knock on up here in this press area. But Morgan Muller's defense has been troublesome, to say the least, for Carroll. Really creating havoc. Like I said, with Morgan up there, with long-armed Libby Weston, she deflects a lot of passes up there too. It's kind of been part of her MO for the season. And then Addison Brown really doing a nice job finding some offense, getting into the lane, creating her own shot. And they find themselves back in a tie ball game and with possession of the ball, with a chance to take their first lead. I think they had the lead the first two to nothing, and then Carroll's led ever since.
It seems like we've had a couple girls just take over for scoring, like Freed did the second quarter. Then we had Freed in the third quarter.
Yep.
Brownie's got 6 here in the fourth. Just some mini runs out of a couple different kids.
Maybe it's Berggren's chance to hit a 3 here. Maybe it's her turn.
It'd be nice. I'd love to see us get an open look. But Carroll, to their credit, has really played good D.
And they're really extending right now. So those backdoor cuts are there if they can execute them.
So Tiara, with the drive, does get the foul on Cook. Be her second one. Team's 5th, I believe. Either way, she's shooting. And T's looking for her first bucket of the night. A little short.
And she's one you'd want on the line right now. I mean, she's one of our best shooters. Has spent a lot of time in the gym doing this.
Knocks that one down. First lead in quite some time, beginning of that first quarter. Oh, Freed did a nice job. I thought was going to.
A little pressure, unexpected pressure out there.
Thought was going to get her out of bounds. Almost gets an over and back there.
You can just see a little panic in Carroll right now.
No way. Sure didn't feel like we blocked that.
No, it didn't.
There it is, and they got to rebound it.
Good job by Morgan Muller to sprint out and contest that shot.
Long percentages, Coach. That's a good look out of Brown. She kind of knew she was in trouble.
Yeah, and I think Chloe Cook played good defense there, but I think Allie Cook may have reached in and the official may have missed the hand that was not able to go up in the air because of a foul there. But
little ball screen here. Tiara throws up a tough 2.
Nice left.
Wow.
Using that left hand. And
I thought Cook was going to get another block there, but Tiara does a good job using her body.
And her offhand.
Tell you what, right here, you get a bucket, and I think you got them.
Yeah, they seem as out of sync right now as we did at times there in the first half. Coach Obley is going to take a timeout. Maybe set up a little high percentage opportunity here.
Well, you look up at the board, and I think this has really kind of been who we are all year. Really, really balanced. Mm-hmm. You got a 7, an 8, and a 9. In the 3, just had 3 really big points. So I think you got 5 good options.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. But I think the one thing that this team has done that you've really seen marked improvement from last year is just understanding that team defense concept. We haven't seen a lot of times this year where they've played exclusively zone. Maybe they've mixed it up a little bit in kind of conjunction with that three-quarter court press that they like to use. But it's been exclusively zone tonight. And really, at this point in the game, it's kind of got Carroll's guards especially a little bit stymied out there on the perimeter. And that's, when you've scored 34 points, you haven't had a great offensive night, but when you've held your opponent to 31, you can kind of pat yourself on the back a little bit with the defensive effort.
And I'm sure that that zone probably played into the 19% 3-point shooting, and like you mentioned earlier, Ray, we're going to pack the paint a little bit because that's where the Cook girls are really good. So good game plan out of Coach Obley.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe see Addison get a touch here. And
I think we had the right idea there.
I couldn't get that down with my body language.
And Brown, again, just being a good athlete and good hustle.
I tried to use the English to get that 3-point attempt to go in. Now Carroll's going to have to foul here pretty soon. Although they could play this possession out here. Still 24 seconds on the shot clock. Plenty of time.
Yeah, I think they probably play this out.
But the Blue Jays are in that 2-shot bonus.
This might be a timeout. Oh, no.
Yeah.
We just looked out of sync from the get-go. Our timing wasn't good. If we were going to throw that lob to the
tough place to get the ball in too. So for sure, you don't want to give up a 3 here. You don't want to give up a foul and a basket and a foul in the lane area. Keep packing that zone in with your lower players. Really run those 3-point shooters off the line. And you got fouls to give too.
Oh, no. Going to go timeout here, Tigers.
Yep.
Just couldn't quite get away from the pressure.
Yep. Maybe a little bump, little push. Got Morgan off balance there and just couldn't tight rope that baseline here. So Coach, you're Coach Cook over there from Carroll. What are you drawing up here for your team?
Well, I think, number one, you're going to try to score off this out-of-bounds play. They've actually had a couple nice out-of-bounds plays. They had one where they just threw it right back to the inbounder. You try to elongate this game as much as possible, and if you can somehow get an easy 2 within 5 seconds and then go into foul mode, I think I would definitely go that route.
Yeah, they don't need a 3.
No.
Don't need a 3-point shot. Jersey Spore has made 3 threes tonight. She leads the Tigers right now with 11 points. But they don't need that. I think what you're hoping for from the Blue Jays is if you can stop the initial inbound play, is really force them to use some clock, force them to use the shot clock, so that Carroll's going to have to play the foul game after this possession.
And as you mentioned, they do have some fouls to give too. So get things extended, and if you get beat, go ahead and use one of those fouls.
Yeah. Just don't give up anything inside here. Nice job.
As I say, it looked like an opportunity for a trap there. You can see how strong the Cook kids are, though. How many kids can throw it from that side of the court to the other on a line?
Yeah. Now, here's a crucial piece, is getting the ball in bounds. They're probably going to look to foul fairly quickly here.
Just clear out.
Don't pick it up there. Almost a travel. Could have maybe been a travel call. You got fortunate, but again, it's just a tough spot. That's exactly what the defense wants you to do, is bring it across half court and pick the basketball up. And Coach Obley, Janie on the spot to get a timeout. And
this is where it's been going to be kind of tough. It's been a very physical game. Mm-hmm. They haven't called it. Are they going to call that hand checking, even though they're maybe not trying to foul, but they're probably fouling?
Yeah, and Carroll wants to play this as aggressively as they possibly can. Hold, grab, whatever you have to do to keep a Blue Jay from getting the ball. If you get called for foul, you get called for foul. And to your point, you extend the game in that regard. So,
yeah, because as a team, it looks like, what are we? We're a 53% free throw shooting team, so I'm not waiting long.
We're a one out of two team typically. Right here, I'm not crazy about throwing the ball into the backcourt if you can help it.
A little something towards the hoop, maybe.
Yep. Coach is going to take another timeout.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we had a board that showed how many timeouts we have left.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a little upgrade.
What's the I guess those are the bonus numbers there at the bottom. The running totals on the player board. There's a 2 on our side and 5. Those are the team fouls. Why couldn't those be timeouts? Can we change that? Can we put in a request with our AD on that?
We can try.
I don't know if that's just an automatic default setting or whatever on the scoreboard. But yes, that would be nice. Or better yet, we could write them down up here when they take them.
Nah.
So we're just having a hard enough time knowing what to say, right?
I gave up on stats about 2 minutes in.
I think I've got a pretty good running total of scoring.
I got points, which is up on the board.
Yeah, and right here, I think Muller, Berggren, Freed, they're probably the 3 free throw shooters at the top of my list that I'd want to get the ball in their hand. Now we're going to maybe run some screens to try to get people.
Yeah, I do like starting the people down lower. You're not as jumbled.
Yep. Good job by Morgan there.
Going to be a foul on Schmidt-Hubbard. Rolled about 7-8 seconds off. We're going to shoot 2. Definitely would love to see her make at least 1.
Yep, I think she's going to make them both. And, with no 5-second call, as long as you keep your dribble and you're the point guard, you're not getting doubled, keep that ball bouncing until they come and get you.
There's the first one. That's a big one. Gets her to 8. Makes a second.
Nice
You were
job,
right, Coach. 2-possession
job,
game. Coach Cook's going to take a timeout. What do you think of that rule change, that no 5-second call if they keep dribbling?
I don't like it. I mean, I like it right there because it's helping us secure a win, but I think it just takes so much away from the defense. Like, you're working your tail off to closely guard somebody. You should be rewarded for that. And, I guess that's part of the give and take with the shot clock.
And I do like the rule change of 5 fouls per quarter. The only thing I don't like is that lack of one-on-one late in games.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you find out who handles pressure well. Now, there's one rule I'm really glad that the high school game has not gone to, and that's what the NBA and women's college basketball does with advancing the ball to half court after a timeout. I just, talk about offense friendly. And, hey, come up with a good full court play. We've seen some really exciting finishes with those full court plays in the men's college game in particular. So if the National Federation's out there listening to me, please do not ever put that rule in. They're listening to us, somebody in Indianapolis or Kansas City or wherever they're out of. All right.
Tigers limited time here. Going to need to get a shot up pretty quick. That looks like a good one for them. Comes out a little strong. Bergen corrals that rebound. And Cook with the foul. Allie Cook.
Hey, this is going to turn into a pretty nice W tonight for the Blue Jays. And were we too early to be saying that?
No, and it moves them into a tie. I'm assuming Gilbert plays tonight, but it'll move them into a tie with Gilbert for 4th place. And he talked about improvement from last year. I do see overall improvement from this group. I think the biggest thing for me was turnovers, the lack of them. Freed gets that one. Oh, sorry, Berggren gets that one.
Another timeout for Carroll. They're looking for dialing up that 6-point play. Never say never. Use your timeouts. But, no, I agree with you, and I think, the fact that they trailed this whole game, they got themselves down 7 points in the second half. They had to play through some adversity. 2 different times they were down 7. They cut the lead to 2, back up to 7 for Carroll.
Responded, yep.
They were making some threes. They were defending hard, but they played through that tough defense. They got tough. They showed some mental toughness.
And give credit to Coach Obley for, hey, they did make a couple threes, but they didn't abandon their game plan.
I know, and I wanted them to.
Because that's easy to do sometimes. But
we got to get out of that zone.
You got to trust the math.
Yep.
Oh, no.
I just think that's a terrible call. I don't think there's any way he could have seen that.
Any better than the guy that was
right there. And I had a pretty good view from here too. That's not a foul you want to make. It's not a necessary foul. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't really think there was any contact, but
maybe a ball don't lie right now.
I'm sure Allie has had better nights at the free throw line. Gives her 6 point.
That's going to be the game. So we've got a couple of awards that we have to look at here. First of all, let's look at leading scorers. The Bluejays pace tonight. Morgan Muller finished her night with 9 points, 3 for 5 from the free throw line. Some really clutch defense here in the second half. Bergeron finished the night with 4 all in the second half. 8 points out of Addison Brown. Some really key buckets there early in the fourth quarter when we kind of retook the lead. Tinley Freed with 9 points. 7 for Kaylee Hansen. So not one Blue Jay in double figures, but you had the 5 starters with 9, 4, 8, 9, and 7. I'm going to throw out a couple of names. You can tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Brickhouse Fitness, Protect This House. That's a defensive intended award, and I think no Blue Jay played better defense tonight. Probably could be the recipient of both awards, but Morgan Muller, the senior point guard, really came through in the clutch on the defensive end, and then made some key buckets also in the second half to help her team recapture that lead.
Well, that's exactly who I was thinking.
Yeah.
And so then we got to do our
Vision Bank player of the game.
And I do think you got probably 3 others that you could choose from.
100%.
If we're going to go who made the little run the latest, that's probably Addison Brown that kind of got us back to that tie game.
Yeah. To your point, Kaylee Hansen had a big second quarter. Tinley Freed made some big buckets to kind of keep us in reach in the third quarter. But Addison Brown, kind of when you needed her the most, she stepped up. So she is our Vision Bank player of the game.
Done.
All right.
That was easy.
All right. Well, we've got boys action coming up here in about 15 minutes, so we'll check back in with you at that time. Go Jays.
Welcome back to Bondurant for round 2 in our boys matchup tonight. We've got the visiting Tigers led by Randy Beeson, longtime coach of the Tigers. Currently sit at 13-3 overall, 10-2 in conference play, which basically puts them tied for second. They've won 8 in a row and 12 out of 13. Blue Jays are led by Coach Evans. Blue Jays enter 3-9, which is, 4-10 overall and 3-9 in conference play, which is for 8th place. However, it was for a long time over in Carroll a good game, and then Tigers kind of pulled away in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we were talking before we came on, and Carroll's rated number 5 in Class 3A, and a well-deserved rank. They play in a tough conference, but it just kind of feels like this might be a team that the Blue Jays could hang around with, and you play a close game, you get it into the fourth quarter, and you start to believe maybe you can pull off a big upset. Carroll comes in a 16-point favorite according to BC Moore. BC Moore is a website we've talked about before that coaches use, a little analytics, little statistical analysis of teams' past performances, and Carroll is a 16-point favorite here tonight. So I'm going to say we're going to beat that spread.
I sure would like to think so.
There's no gambling here.
Home court always has big momentum, and if you can come out and make some shots, that really does boost that confidence, and tend to play a little bit better. Some starters tonight for the visiting Tigers. We got Jake Jorgensen, who's a senior, 5'10". Mac Collison, who's a 6'1" senior guard. Jared Moore, who leads the Tigers in scoring with 13 points per game, is a 6'5" senior. Lual Thargiath is a senior, 6'6". Then Trey Tassel will round out the starting lineup for the Tigers, which, quick story about Trey Tassel. About 23 years ago, I was coaching basketball in Eddyville with his dad, TJ.
I was going to say, Trey's not 23. So
no, he wasn't even alive.
He wasn't even a thought yet.
Nope. For the Blue Jays, you got senior Blake Solers, 5'8" senior. Owen Werner, 6'2" junior. Cooper Goodwin, the 5'10" senior. Drake Faltzgraff, leading scorer, rebounder for the Blue Jays, 6'6" junior. And closing it out is Jasper Wilson, a 6'2" senior.
I think one of the things that we've talked about on our broadcast throughout the year is you're probably going to get that 15 and 10 minimum out of Drake Faltzgraff on any given night. So who are going to be that? Who's going to be that second and third leading scorer? Who's going to give you those solid contributions, from the other parts of the starting lineup? And can you knock down some three-point shots? Can you get out and get a couple of runouts, uncontested layups off of Carroll turnovers? And can you prevent that on the other side too, so that you're not giving them any easy buckets? So
you always feel like those role players play a little bit better when they're at home. You always feel like that's just kind of the way it works out. And I think you're right. If you can find one or two of those guys to have a solid night, like a couple weeks ago, Goodwin had a really good night. Owen Werner had a really good night over at Boone. And it might take two or three of those guys to have a good night tonight.
Yep. But like you said, you like your chance better, and we have played well against the top part of the conference. We haven't come out of here with a big win yet at home tonight, but let's tip it up and see what happens. Mr. Rixner, our Dean of Students at Anderson, on the PA over there.
He loves it.
Brings the enthusiasm with him every night.
Well, Thargiath was pretty high up there.
That's the wrong Faltzgraff to be jumping against that guy, probably, as far as just the quick reflex jump.
Got a moving screen immediately.
On Thargiath.
Wow. That's a different feel than the game we just watched.
Yeah. Where there wasn't a foul called on Carroll in the first quarter.
Looks like we're going to have some full court pressure. Looks like it is trapping. Good job out of the Jays to break that. Drake maybe a little bit bothered there by Thargiath, but
yeah, I wish he'd taken it right into him, and with Thargiath already having that one foul, maybe get a quick second on him.
But Jasper with a nice put back. Like I said, Moore leads them in scoring. Nice player. Turnover out of the Jays, and quick putback by Jorgensen.
Yeah, just a little careless, securing the basketball. Here's that pressure look again. Really want to make them pay. That's got to be a goaltend. He pinned the ball against the basket. That is a goaltend every time. He got it on the way up, but you can't pin it against the basket.
Moore with the spin and a dish to Thargiath for his first two. I wouldn't know, Chad. I've never pinned a ball against the backboard.
You haven't?
Unless we're playing in the city park and it's at 8 foot. I think that one maybe tickled the shot clock there.
That was a little extra amped up for these games, too.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I was already pretty rough on Drake about the opening tip, so I'm not going to say anything else.
I was unable to make our trip to Carroll. I was not feeling very well, but I did watch it. And Jared Moore he's a nice basketball player.
He's pretty smooth, seems pretty unrattled.
Miss there out of Saulers. Good rebound and dish from Wilson. Falscraft can't quite finish, though.
Jasper Wilson's come out, has been really, really active on the boards and has the tough assignment of guarding Thargiath.
Yeah, and that was really nothing we saw out of him in Carroll. So I don't know if that's kind of picked up recently with this run that they're on.
That they've had, yeah. So
12 out of 13. But that was a really nice spin and finish on the baseline out of him.
Good start for the Tigers, up 9-2 early here, and Blue Jays have had some opportunities. Missed a couple of close range buckets, little off on the long three from Falscraft, but
it's one of those things where if we're talking about an upset, you're going to have to make vast majority of those shots.
You got to make winning plays.
Carroll going to maintain pressure here.
Yeah, and this is the kind of press that it will wear on you, and you'll break it successfully a few times, and then you start turning it over, and it makes you use shot clock.
Yeah, obviously they want turnovers, but a lot of times it speeds you up like that. Here's a big dunk. Yep. Saw a couple of those last year in JV games. Got number 2 on him. That's a big foul.
Yep. Good smart play by Drake there, too, to kind of wait to get him up in the air and off his feet and then draw that foul. Looks like Coach Beeson's going to maybe hang with him.
(11-2) Tigers. Drake gets that first one. Well, the problem with Moore is it's kind of who do we guard him with?
Yeah.
Because he is a little taller. I think he's about 6'4", 6. I think they list him at 6'5", maybe.
And maybe we'll see a little bit of zone here as the game progresses. That might be a good way to match up. That's off a Tiger foot, it looked like.
It went off of somebody's foot. I'm just not sure whose. We got freshman Grady Edwards entering the game here for the Blue Jays.
Thargiath's going to come out now with those 2 fouls.
Probably a good choice, right? That's a really nice play out of Wilson. Good attack out of Matt Collison, but Wilson coming from that weak side with the rejection. Good block out there.
Jasper's got a little extra hop in his step tonight.
It sure feels like it, doesn't it? The kid always plays hard, but that's a big shot right there. Edwards can't get it to go. Moore with the rebound, and that's always a good skill. Rebound and then lead the break.
Is that going to be on Sollers or Falsgraf? Nope. It's on Drake.
Yeah, it kind of looked that way. He kind of took a pretty big swipe there. Tassel with his first point of the night. Gets number 2. 13-4.
There's that chase from behind, pressure look.
Good board by Falsgraf. Don't dribble that thing. Like to see him just go right back up with it.
Yeah, you saw 2 defenders really attack that dribble. Tie him up. Stays here, though.
Good quick move out of Wilson. Can't get it to go, though.
Good look.
Another rebound for Moore. Turns that one over. Jays pull it back out. That's a good take and finish out of Owen Werner.
Werner's that guy that really can get to the basket with explosiveness. Good job by Edwards cutting off the baseline there.
Moore has let it fly so far tonight. I think that's a 4th three-point attempt.
Yeah.
Steal out of Moore. Nice dish out of Collison.
Yeah, they just make you pay. They make you pay for those mistakes.
Peterson, senior guard, knocks that down. And another bucket there for Matt Collison this time.
Just see, they're a team that has some explosiveness to them. So we may have sold them a little short at the start of the game here.
Yeah, they didn't quite look like this when we played them the first time. That's going to be a timeout, I would think, here. Yep.
Yeah. That's a Tiger team playing with a ton of confidence, sharing the basketball, active with their hands on defense, forcing a lot of turnovers. And, you know, sometimes, I heard Coach McCollum over in Iowa City talking about his team and kind of having a slow start, and it's not always about lack of effort, far from it. And I think we've seen a Blue Jay team come out with effort. Sometimes it's a lack of concentration and focus, and really executing that the game plan that you've had. I'm sure they talked about being extra strong and secure with the ball, and yet here we're probably sitting with 5 or 6 turnovers early on in the game, and then just really contesting and finishing strong around the basket, and we just haven't been able to do that yet.
And even those simple things of making a layup, now all of a sudden they got to take the ball out of bounds. You get back on D, and they're not getting the easy layups and looks that they're getting because you're back and able to set up your defense.
Yeah.
But we've missed a couple easy ones that really has led to their fast breaks.
Yeah. And it's tough. It's tough to find the juice to pull off an upset when you spot the other team a 15-point lead early early in the game with just a couple minutes here to go in the first quarter. But you got to coach through it and just chip away and see what you can do. That press is creating some real trouble.
Yeah, they're just super active. We've been a little loose with the ball. Got a little warning there.
Foul on Jorgensen. Tigers with 3 team fouls here, so we got one more to get before they get to that 2-shot bonus.
Yeah, Tigers are just active. Get their hands on a lot of stuff.
Little reach around on Goodwin or on Peterson for Carroll.
One positive, we got 4 fouls. Maybe we can get to the free throw line here before the quarter's up. Just keep attacking the hoop. That's a really nice finish on a good one.
Good one. Good penetration. Sometimes, as we saw in the girls' game, sometimes the best defense against that, or the best offense against that pressure defense, is just to take the ball to the basket. Oh, that's not somebody you want to leave open.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to leave the leading scorer open. Could be wrong.
No, you're right. I can.
It might depend on the situation.
I can confirm that. Carroll already with 6 people in the scoring column. Moore with his 6th point there on the and one. This is just a man-to-man press here, so they could clear this out.
They are looking to, it sure looks like they're looking to trap in the corners. I think, I'm not sure if he actually made that pass. I think Tigers hit that one out of his hand and it went right to Falsgraf. That one's short.
Yep.
Looks like A.J. Kurtz is going to check in for the first time. Gets number 2.
Drake 3 out of 4 here so far tonight from the line.
Open again on
3, yeah.
Top of the key. Knocks down his second 3.
Call that a shooting foul.
Yeah, Edwards going to draw the foul, and I think he maybe took one on the chin, too.
Worse for the wear, yeah.
Collison knocks down his first one for his 6th point. Misses that one. Good look there for Sollers, but can't get it to go. That's a high-scoring first quarter for the Tigers. We've seen ADM and we've seen Ballard, and those guys are really good. I mean, they're top 2, top 3 teams in the state.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting
No, I wasn't either.
The onslaught that we just got there in the first quarter.
And hey, you come into a game, with that record, 13-3. You've had a good season, and you've rattled off that many wins. But I think the point we've made is from the game we played them right after the first of the year to now in that 5-week period. They're impressive. I mean,
sometimes it takes a little time to figure out what your team is good at. And as a coach, like you can't always just run the same thing every single year. You adjust to what you got. And I feel like they're figuring out what the strengths are of their guys, and they're pretty darn solid. Well,
and the other thing is defense travels even from Carroll County 100 miles away from here. And that's what they've done. They've run good offense and have scored off their offense, obviously, but they've also scored off their defense, and they've totally disrupted anything the Blue Jays have wanted to do on their offensive end. Frankly, we've had a difficult time just getting the ball across half court against their press.
Tigers are going to start with the ball here,
and maybe they just had an incredible, great quarter.
Yeah, they might have. We're gonna find out. We got 3 more to go.
Yeah. Tharjiath's back into the game with his 2 fouls.
Tassel for 3. That looked pretty smooth.
Yep.
His dad could shoot it too. We played a lot of pickup games.
He's just shooting a little under 30% coming into this game from 3.
Goodwin with another nice drive to the hoop.
Yeah, it looks like they called Jorgensen for the foul on the body, not on the block up above there.
Goodwin gets the third point of the night. Second one just rims out. Rebound for Tharjiath. Good kick to the corner, but miss out of Jorgensen.
Even our rebounds, Carroll's contesting all of those. They just so active.
Yep, nothing easy. Don't want to pick your dribble up there.
Yeah, it's just a throwaway there. I think the Blue Jays are now, it looked like maybe they were in a 2-3 zone. Yep. See if that will slow these Carroll shooters down a little bit.
Boy, he's definitely figuring out the offensive end.
Yeah, he kind of plays above the rim too. It's good dribble penetration.
Yeah, Luwal's already at his season average of 8.
I think I'd take him on my team, and we could maybe maybe find double figures for him on most nights. Good ball movement on this possession.
Oh, and he baited him into another one.
Maybe that's why he averages 8. He just can't stay out of foul trouble.
It's like he was waiting for him to come down.
Yep. Good smart play from Drake. He's living on the free throw line tonight.
Well, at Gilbert, they were chanting free throw merchant to him because He shot like 15 that night.
He's made a lot of trips there, and he's so much better shooter than what his percentage shows. He's having one of his better nights.
And that really stems from a couple, I think, bad games early in the season, and you're just digging yourself out of that hole. But I totally agree. (33-12). Tigers with a pretty strong lead. Tassel with the cut and a nice pass out of Moore, but unable to finish.
Yeah, really found the open spot and cut into that vacant area in the zone.
Looks like a kick ball, I guess.
Yep.
Edwards checks back in here for the Blue Jays. Drake kind of forces one there, but good hustle out of Edwards to get it right back.
Gets his first bucket, first field goal of the night. A little pressure look from the Blue Jays there, and turnover from Carroll. So nice little.
Yeah, I think Peterson just maybe took his eyes off that one.
There's that delivery from Solers to Falsgraf on the instant replay for the bucket. Easiest assist Blake will get all year, probably.
Yeah, he's pretty open. I like this play right here. Now you got to get it out just a little sooner.
Boy, that was a really nice delivery there from Moore to his teammate Stitz. Flashing to the basket there. I think a lot of times we see some of the better players in the conference maybe try to score that, but he unselfishly dished that off.
Well, we said it earlier. He's a nice player, and really he can do it in all facets of the game. We've seen him rebound and start to break. We've seen him hit some threes. Nice pass there.
I just like how level he plays too. He's not a kid that's out there thumping his chest. And
good guard skills for a big guy, bigger guy. Warner with the drive, but strip out of the Tigers. Blue Jays maintain possession here.
Nice inbound play. Good finish there by Warner.
Yeah, I've maybe stole that one for our sixth grade girls.
But for a dunk at the end, though, right?
Hey, we'll just take 2 points any way we can get it.
There's a real easy drive. Moore got lost in the zone there. Finished with the bucket. It's.
I'm not sure how that's been a common theme tonight. I think he's the first guy we got to locate.
Yeah. They just cut and move with purpose on offense. They're active on defense. They're
Well, and you know this too, coaching for a long time. You get a new group of guys, it takes them a little while to figure out how to play with each other.
Yeah. They appear to be pretty connected.
Nice drive and finish out of Collison. Second foul on Grady Edwards there. Looks like we're going to have a Goodwin and a young Solers check in. Free throw good. Out of Carlson for his 9th point. Falsgraf with a little jumper. Good hustle out of Sollers. Wilson has that ball go out of bounds off him. 16-39. Going to have Connor Sollers check in now.
Oof, this is going to be. We got three Sollers on the court, so. I'll let you try to keep track of that.
You just call them Sollers and you can't go wrong. Nice spin move out of Moore. Can't finish. Rebound to Colby. Pass to Connor.
But Carroll does a nice job taking away that baseline drive.
Well, they really kind of bait you into it, right?
Yeah.
And you're thinking, hey, I'm going to go, and then all of a sudden it's not there. Carlson makes a move to the hoop, but deflected out of bounds off the Blue Jays. Looks like Tassel and Jorgensen re-enter. Oh my goodness. More open there on the screen and roll. Good swing. Sollers with the drive and gets fouled. Looks like Moore gets that foul. Kurtz is going to check in here shortly. Blake misses the first one. Short on the second one. Moore with another rebound. Another spin move, but misses that one. Second foul on Moore there, and a bucket out of Falsgraf.
Nice delivery there from Colby Sollers, finding Falsgraf. Kind of put it up there high where he could. He's the only guy that
made
could
Drake jump and go get
Yep.
that thing, which
Yep.
is good. So Moore is going to take a seat. Really nice first half out of him.
Yep, keep him from getting a third foul. Have him at his full disposal in the second half.
Drake misses that one. 41-18, Tigers lead.
Oh, got a turnover there.
Close to a travel there. Little curl out of Tassel. Nice finish. Helps being left-handed on that side. His 7th point.
Kind of wondered where they were going to get their offense out there without Moore. He's kind of their point forward.
Yeah, he ball's in his hand a lot.
He's not Larry Bird, but let's just.
He's got some similar skills,
Yeah.
right? Turnover of the Jays leads to a layup for the Tigers. Carlson, I think, with his 11th point.
Nice delivery that time from Connor Sollers to Falsgraf.
Falsgraf gets his 11th point. That'll end the first half, 45-20 Tigers. Blazing first quarter really kind of put us behind the 8 ball.
Yeah. If you can hold them to 17 a quarter and not that 28-point outlier, then maybe you can hang around. But no, tough start. Tough start for the Blue Jays going to half, 45-20, trailing the Carroll Tigers, 5th rated in Class 3A. We're going to take a break, come back for the third quarter.
Bondurant Athletic Booster Club is supported in part by generous donations from these local businesses. At the MVP level, A&N Electric and Controls Incorporation, Parks Custom Homes, Plaza RV, Kimball and Beecher Family Dentistry, and Bondurant Men's Club. At the champion level, Densmore Insurance. All-star business sponsors are RNS Painting, Photos by Ben, Bondurant Lions Club, Planet Fitness, and the Bondurant Animal Clinic. And finally, partners of the Booster Club include Twist Soda Shop, Kona Ice, Style by Desiree Salon and Boutique, Garrett Burkett, Agent, American Family Insurance. Thank you for your support of Blue Jay Athletics.
Welcome back to Bondurant. Tigers with a pretty big halftime lead here, 45-20. Had a real fast start first quarter. I think what they scored, Coach, 28 in that first quarter.
Yeah, went up 28-9.
Looks like Matt Collison's got 11. Jared Moore's got 13. Lual Thargiath has got 8. And he got 7 out of Trey Tassel.
Yeah.
So 4 pretty good scores for the Tigers in that first half. Jays are led by Pfaltzgraff's 11 and Werner's 4.
Yeah, haven't really had that second scoring option step up yet. And really credit to Carroll's defense. They just have not allowed the Blue Jays to get into any type of offensive rhythm, any of their sets. That's one thing that Coach Evans' teams have always done is they've run pretty good sets. You talked about the one set where Drake got the ball inside and he was just immediately surrounded, quickly turned the ball over, and Carroll just seems to be taking us out of everything we want to do.
And a lot of that was their full court pressure as well. It kind of got us sped up throughout that first half. There's that play we're talking about. Good look out of Drake, but didn't shoot it. Wilson for a rare 3, no good. Thargiath with a nice board. He's tall, but he also he's got a nice vertical to go with it.
He's lengthy.
That lob to him and misses the layup. Looking for that dunk to open the second half. You've probably had a few of those, Coach. Not you yourself, but drawn up a couple of those.
How do you know I haven't had an alley-oop dunk?
I'm willing to bet a lot of money. I've seen that knee of yours, that Osgood slaughter you got going on.
Yeah, that was a later in life thing. Where do you think my kid got his jumping ability from?
Probably
His
from
mother?
Yep.
Come on, man. All right, you're right. I did draw up a dunk or two in my time, yes. Had a couple of guys that could go get it.
More at the drive and can't quite finish.
And, even for a good team like Carroll, you wonder, hey, can they continue to play with that focus and concentration that they played with in the first half?
Yeah, they had great energy. Are you going to be able to match it?
Yep.
Goodwin with great hustle there. Gets back into the play and forces a turnover. Tigers kind of hit it off their own shoe there.
Carroll's backed off of that pressure. They're straight man-to-man defense now.
Yeah, you get up 25. That's a hard to finish at the rim.
Against that length, for
yep.
Sure.
Dunk. Does a nice job running the floor, too.
Yep, just filled the perfect spot. Straight down, ran straight to the rim.
Pfaltzgraff 3, no good. Gets his own rebound. Moore's got 2 fouls, kind of laid off from challenging that one. Nice putback.
You can afford to lay off of a challenge with a 27-point lead, too.
That's very true. Looks like Jays are trying to get a little pressure of their own, but Tigers handle it, and Tassel drills the corner 3. Puts him in double figures. You got 4 Tigers already in double figures. Yeah. That's a good problem to have. I think he called it travel in the girls' game, too. We were kind of questioning.
Yeah. Didn't look exceptionally tight with his footwork there. Cooper didn't, but.
Well, I'll keep saying it. They don't really call moving violations anymore anyway, so I don't think you have to be that tight.
No help defense there.
Oh, and we're gonna go the other way. Yeah, you're right though, Coach. He had an open lane to the hoop.
Well, nobody was seeing man and ball, right?
Just a tough spot there. Thorgiath with the follow. Doesn't make it, but does get fouled.
Now he's a 36% free throw shooter. So let's see if maybe will be the strategy the rest of the night. It's just to foul him.
And not by the looks of that free throw. That thing looked smooth. Misses the second one.
Well, left a little short.
Good cross-court pass and an easy layup.
Nice find by Sollers there.
That's about as easy as the one he had in the first half. Drake up to 15 now. Good D out of Pfaltzgraff to stay on the ground. Moore drills a three, though. Puts him at 15. I got him at 16.
I got him at 16 also.
I think they're wrong on the board. They didn't give him a free throw. Sollers with another nice cross court. Good one for three.
Got it.
Boom.
A little better ball movement here from the Blue Jays in the second half.
Ooh, that's loose. Carlson shows some pretty good athleticism there. You saw him timing it up. Got a couple new faces here. Schabel and Stitz enter. (27-54) Tigers. Good cross court. Stitz for three, no good. Tip out, but tips it to the Blue Jays. Moore gets his third there. We'll take that. Again, like you talked about, good ball movement out of the Blue Jays. Swing that from one side to the other, make that defense really work. And Drake did a nice job of sealing his guy. Good entry out of Sollers. Drake leaves that one short.
Quick Google search shows me that you can, in fact, pin the basketball against the backboard.
I wasn't going to say anything, but they changed that rule, too.
Yeah.
Like this year or last year.
I haven't coached since,
I was going to let it go.
2009.
I figured people listening didn't know the rule either.
Well, somebody's going to call me out on it tomorrow, so I figured I'd just fact check myself there.
Well, I'm glad you did it.
It looks like it should be an illegal play. I'm telling you that much.
Well, the only thing I'd say is he hit it before he hit the backboard, and he hit it on the way up. And I think that rule they changed this year, you can still hit it even if it's hit the backboard as long as it's still on the way up.
My mom would say it just looked kind of mean. That's what she would say.
I'm sure it felt mean, too, when he pinned it against the board. Another nice look. Drake gets that one to go.
Drake does a nice job hanging with it.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about a shot blocker, they might go get a couple shots, but sometimes they're out of position for the rebound after the shot block. Sollers misses the layup. Tigers with the rebound. Little fast break here. Look all out of sorts. Jay swinging around the top. Sollers with the drive. Kick to the corner. Got a couple guys open there. Brother to brother.
Little brotherly love there.
Yeah.
Bluejays chipping away at the lead a little bit here.
Yeah, a little 5-0 run.
Carroll with the quick shot.
I think you got to look at Drake in the post here. Yep. He had a pretty good mismatch. He's up to 19. Steal out of the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Coach Beeson's not in any hurry to.
Sollers lets it fly. Ooh, little tip out of Goodwin. Keeps it alive. Nice pass to Edwards. Layup. Gets his first basket.
Coach Beeson's waiting to get some of his players back in, some of his starters back in, but no hurry to take a timeout. Blue Jays have cut this to 18 from a high of 25.
When with 40 seconds to go, you're probably not super worried. Coach Evans does not like that call. It felt like there was maybe an invasion of space there.
And he just got a technical. And maybe a player technical. Looks like he went to the technical signal twice.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
How many free throws we shoot here?
Yeah.
Looks like
Tassel's going to shoot these.
Getting awarded the free throws. Gets the first one. Gets the second one.
That's going to be it. So just the bench,
just one.
Bench technical, it appears. Stops the Blue Jay run a little bit there, and Tigers are going to play for one shot here at the end of the third. And I bet you Jared Moore is going to touch the ball here.
And a good kick to the corner.
All right. Well, a quarter owned by the Blue Jays there. Cut into that 25-point lead. Got it down to 18 at one point. Carroll shot a couple of technical free throws to get it back up to 20. Let's remember, we haven't done this yet, to thank our sponsors, Vision Bank, bringing us this action here tonight on a Tuesday night in Bondurant for our high school. Thank you, Vision Bank, for your support of Blue Jay Athletics and Blue Jay Digital. And, of course, Brick House Fitness, one of our two co-sponsors and sponsoring our Brick House Fitness Protect This House Award that we'll give out after this game, in addition to the Vision Bank Player of the Game. So Blue Jays with a nice little run there. Drake Falsgraf, 8 third quarter points, 3 out of Blake Sollers, a 3 out of Cooper Goodwin. So your senior guards chipping in there.
You talked about at halftime, just we got to play a little bit harder. It felt like Carroll had more energy than us, and I would say in that third quarter it looked like, hey, we had a little fight in us.
We did.
You just gotta start that way.
Go down swinging, not literally.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Nope. Yeah,
good D out of Edwards there.
You're not playing for moral victories, but you are playing for pride a little bit when you're in your own gym and you're kind of getting it taken to you like the first half was. So.
Yeah, because we were on the verge of probably getting a running clock here in the second half if things would have continued the way they did. Nice bucket out of Edwards.
Really nice job. He's great. He's playing with some good energy here tonight, especially this second half.
Yep. There was some displacement there. That's
Really?
going to be his fourth.
Yeah, and Colby Sollers, nice job standing his ground. Not an ideal matchup for him, but hanging in there and drawing the foul.
Good patience out of Drake there.
Really good patience. And, I've said that a lot of times on our broadcast, for a sophomore post player, just really shows a lot of poise. Obviously, he's played a lot of basketball.
Yeah, one more and you realize, remember, he's a junior.
Yeah, well, that sophomore plus the 1 year is what I meant. I need to hang around.
Oh, look at that thing! That's perfect. That's exactly how he wanted to throw that. That thing was heading straight out of bounds. Gets stopped by the net.
Sorry about that, Drake. You're not the first or the last guy I'm going to get wrong on your year in school.
That's a nice finish out of Collison.
Yeah, nice job.
And they kind of needed it too, because they'd cut it to 14, I think, at one point there. Yeah, it was 14.
It stops the bleeding a little bit.
Third foul on Edwards. First basket for Collison. Had a nice first half. Free throw gets him to 14. Grady kind of hangs just enough to get the Tigers out of position and draws a foul. See, this is what happens when I'm not down there. We're taking a timeout to go talk to the official scorebook.
We do find some things to complain about you frequently.
Up here?
When we're up here, yeah, we do. Coach Czar gets it a little bit sometimes. You get it a little bit sometimes.
I'm going to tell you right now, it's not me messing stuff up over there.
I don't know if there's a little disagreement with the scores table.
They could ask us. We got some answers maybe.
Well, we have more with 16 points, and they have more with 15 on the board. And I know that doesn't necessarily correspond to the official scorers book.
No, and I can tell you from that spot, you can't even see the board anyway. Yeah. You can't see through the...
Looks like they've got it all sorted out.
Can't see through the hoop.
Maybe we got a little blood on Grady right now, too.
It looks like that was Moore's fourth foul. I guess I don't think I realized that.
How are the Bluejays girls track team gonna shape up this year?
We'll see. We got a lot of returners. I don't remember exactly how many events we qualified last year. Somewhere around that 10 to 12 range, and we got a good chunk of those people back. Got some new coaches, I think, bringing in some new energy. Edwards makes that first one.
When you have a lot of 400 and 800 runners, it gives you a lot of versatility, doesn't it?
Well, we've evolved from when you were there, and we were very 100, 200 heavy. Now we're definitely 400, 800, and still pretty good in the twos. I think that's one thing we got to answer is finding a couple kids that are really good in the 100. And it helps you got one kid that's probably an elite type runner.
for sure.
And Brinkley Strickland.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a little shoulder to the chin.
Could have been an offensive foul, but it's play on and a bucket for
Tassel.
That was Tassel, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. He's got 14. Boy, I think AJ had a hand on it, but I think Carroll hit it out of his hand. Carroll showing their balance, and I think this is probably a good reason why they're good.
Yeah, for sure. There's a
14, 15, 11, 14.
A lot of guys out there that can get it done.
Oh, look out.
When we had 3 defenders on one guy, that looked like
corner.
It was something waiting to unravel.
Yeah, and they found the right guy. Oh, gosh. That's not fair.
I'm not sure that was going to get to the basket anyway, but here's another.
Throw it up to him.
One.
Don't give him a bounce pass. Little guys can get the bounce passes. They cannot get the ball that's a foot above the rim.
They can't get it 12 feet up.
No. Oh, gosh, they just left him open. Oh. I'm positive he has not been this open at any game all year.
No, Coach Evans just kind of looks on in disbelief and little frustration. Carroll's starting to kind of build on their lead again.
Only the 4th point for Moore in the second half, but still having a really solid night, sitting at 16 right now.
And it's more than just the scoring he provides his team. It's he's just kind of the dude, and
Moore does more.
He does. You said it. And I said Falscraft was a sophomore, so.
That a way to battle down there for Drake. He's game high 25.
14 just in this half. Oh my goodness. That just should not be that easy, guys.
Good finish there out of Solers. His first basket of the night. Oh, boy, that was borderline. I'm not sure if his feet actually hit the ground, though. Looked like his heels were above the line.
Whoa, goodness gracious. Okay, now they're going to change the call. The guy that gave Coach Evans a technical was about to give the ball to Carroll there.
Good look for Solers. Man, just can't quite go down. 18-point lead for the Tigers. If he catches that one, I think that's probably another
rim rattler.
Good kick out of Goodwin. Solers gets that one.
Quick timeout from Coach Evans. That's Solers' second 3 of the half. Got that lead down to 15. Probably going to be a tough climb to get all the way back here in the last 3 minutes. But to your point earlier, a game second half effort, playing with a little more urgency.
It's a lot better than the alternative where you just give up.
Yeah.
And we didn't do that.
And there's been a couple of defensive breakdowns here in the second half, but overall, I did like the change to a little bit of a pressure, a little bit of a three-quarter court pressure look, just to kind of speed Carroll up. And with Carroll, we talked about that a little bit too. It's you build a 25-point lead, it's almost kind of hard to stay interested sometimes.
And keeping that foot on the pedal isn't always easy.
Yeah, they've kind of kept us just at an arm's length. But That's a team, especially out in western Iowa, you know, depending on where they end up with their pairings, and they could make a run to the state tournament.
They typically stay west, sometimes go up to that northwest portion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
of course, they could run into Storm Lake also.
Which they have played, and Storm Lake got them pretty good, but they've played Kemper twice and split with them, which Kemper beat Storm Lake the other night in a 1-versus-1 matchup.
Yeah, we'll see where this final score ends up. It may not be real indicative of what the night was like, but again, just a...
Well, I think it kind of goes back to you talked about maybe they just had a really hot quarter, which they did. This might be closer to reality, though, too.
He's gone. His fifth foul. He no more. Sorry, you had the earlier punt. I had to throw my own in there.
Well, that changes who they are right now.
Hey, hit a three. Let's see if maybe things get interesting here.
Oh, yep, he got fouled. I don't know if there's been anybody fouled more on three-point shots this year than Owen Werner.
And that undoubtedly, I mean, that's a foul.
He got into him.
He got into his space.
Well, they didn't hit a three, but might get three here.
Yep.
Cut this thing to 10.
I didn't have that on the bingo card at halftime.
Well, I jinxed him.
Yep.
That's my fault.
Blue Jays have one more foul to give before they put the Tigers on the line. So they need to play this out just a little, maybe a little more aggressively. Ooh. Collison about lost that ball going on the way up.
I think he did a little bit. That's his 16th point. That was more of a travel to me than the one they called.
It was.
Yep, that's probably going to seal the deal, but a much better effort out of the Jays in the second half. 13-point lead here for the Tigers now. Edwards going to come in for Sahlers.
Next foul for both teams. Either team will put the other on the line the rest of the way. See, kind of a veteran.
Yep, good job out of the Tigers not getting themselves in a hurry. Blue Jay, they're call for the foul. Sahlers quick three, no good. Werner with the, boy, I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of shuffled backwards. Yep, just didn't keep his feet underneath him there. And Coach Evans was in agreement with that too. Not that he and I are unanimously correct. Foul on Goodwin there.
We'll go shoot some free throws. Fourth foul for him.
You know, we have a couple of awards we're going to give out here at the end of the game, and you know, I think one that we could maybe start with our Brickhouse Fitness Protect This House game, player of the game. Grady Edwards really brought some defensive intensity, I thought, in that third quarter and throughout the rest of the fourth quarter. That really kind of fueled his team and kind of fueled this I don't want to say comeback because it's not going to be a complete comeback, trailing by 15, but after being down 25 plus here in the second half. So I'd like to throw his name out there as a nominee for the Brickhouse Fitness Protect This House.
Hey, this is your gig. I'm just here for fun. So you want it, you got it.
There he is with the rebound and an assist. We'll call it an assist.
Looked like a volleyball set. Here you go, Drake.
But, never easy for a freshman to come in, try to get minutes in the rotation, and he'd be playing a lot more if he was playing on the freshman level or the JV level. But trying to get better, as the first or second guy off the bench is not an easy thing. And just thought he really played one of his better games and just played with a lot of energy.
And he was coming off a really nice game against Boone. He went 5 for 5. So looks like a good choice to me. There's really not a question about the Vision player of the game, is there?
Yep, Vision Bank player of the game is going to be Drake Falsgraf. He's going to finish the night, leading both teams.
It's not because his dad works there.
No, it's because I called him a sophomore tonight. He is a junior, and junior post players oftentimes struggle until they're seniors, is kind of what I meant. But no, a nice game from him tonight, 28 points. He did start off making 5 of his first 6 free throws, missed his last couple, but overall, I think this is something that, again, no moral victories, but something that Jays can point to and say, hey, if we can play with this type of effort for full 4 quarters, can we go get another game or two here with the remaining schedule? Can we win our first tournament game, which is going to be tough because they're not going to have a great seed, but you can always point back to things, and this could be an opportunity to move something forward positively.
Yeah, I agree. It was good to see that second half, a lot more effort. Solers finishes with 6, Werner 8, Goodwin 8, Edwards 5, Drake 28.
Yeah.
And then, we talked about the Tigers just had a slew of guys scoring the teens. Yep.
In the fly-high acrobatics of Thargiath. So wish the Tigers well going forward. We will not see them again this year, and we're going to sign off. We'll be back Thursday. Yeah, that's our last game with Carroll ever in conference play. I don't think we'll be scheduled in non-conference either, but
let's hope not.
Along with Josh Gibson, Chad Carlson signing off. Go Blue Jays.
Go Jays.